Hi class, and Assalamualaikum. Uh, Hope you are doing well. And today we will conduct the chapter 12 of lab, complete a project. Yep. So this is our last lab, and uh, and after this, I will produce a video how to complete your proposal, your mini project, the business proposal document. So I look at your submission, last submission of your progress of the proposal. Looks like there are a lot of information still not filled in, and I try to finish the checking and review of your document. Uh, 3 or 4 of your students already got the marks and a comment and suggestion. So anyway, today we complete the last chapter of lab, which is a complete a project. Yeah, make it try to make it large. Okay, the purpose of this chapter is to teach you, okay, to teach you how to close the project, how to do a finishing of your software project. So this is very important elements. Yeah, before you before you hand in your system to the customer, or before you implement the system in the real situation. So there are a few things that you need to prepare. You need to uh, provide the checklist and so on. Okay, solar project are much like bus trip or houses, highway, and other civil projects. So at the end of the development of the project, so you need to do a finishing works. Like you build a house, finally you need to paint the house, and then you need to clean up, do a clean up the house, whatever marking or uh, improper uh, painting. So you need to make it beautiful after you before you hand into the customer. Okay, for example, structurally beautiful bridge will not be attractive if left still grey with unpainted panel. So this is an example of civil projects. So you need to paint the bridge, or you need to paint the house. That is the final touch on the project. So same goes to the software. So you need to make sure that all element must be packaged, must be built. When we talk about the software, we after we finish the development of the software, after we finish the unit testing, system testing, and integration testing, we need to build the software, become uh, one executable file. Okay, so while doing the build of the software, so you need to make sure that all the package, all the important API, application programming interface, uh, and other software need to be compiled and built. So otherwise, your application will not work as expected. So this is happen when you this has happened a lot in the industry, and also for your Bengkel 1 or Bengkel 2 or project or final project. Yeah. Of course, you work with your local host. Yeah. When you do a development work, you work with the local host and work with your PC. So, but at the end of the project, when you want to implement it, of course, the company will use the www dot something. Yeah, they have their own domain. So if you forgot to change this name, so it will got error. Yeah, it will got error while searching the domain name. So this is simple, but for the customer, this is a big problem for them. Yeah, you looks that this is very simple, but for the customer, looks that you are not well prepared. So in general, what is the project closing? I already talked about the project closing in the lecture, but in actual means before you hand in the system, you need to prepare the closing task. Closing task. One of the tasks is to build the final version of the application. Maybe you got version 1, version 2, version 3, version 4. Is according to the uh, status of the acceptance test. Yeah? Maybe you do the software testing or acceptance testing with many cycle. Yeah, maybe 5 cycle due to error or due to unmatch of the requirement between the original requirement with your final products. So unmatched requirement need to be corrected. So the process of testing sometimes take longer due to satisfaction of the customer. Yeah, if the customer is not satisfied with the output that you given to them, so it will ask you to do some correction and enhancement based on the original requirement. So in terms of the software, okay, so first you need to make sure, yeah, you need to make sure that your version is current, up to date. So that is why very important that configuration management should be implemented in the software project. For example, nowadays we got a lot of tool. We use GitHub, which is GitHub. We can manage your version real time. Yeah, although you have various team members, so the GitHub can manage your source code uh, accordingly. Okay, so this is basically the project closing. So you need to prepare the script. Yeah, list all the script how to execute. Yeah, execute the table creation. Yeah, so you need to list all the table name, and then you need to list all the script to create the table, to give a grant access to the table to the user. Yeah, and then you need to give the authorization whether the user can read only or write only, or read write or update or delete. Okay, so this is the first thing that you need to do. Yeah? List all the table, and then give a matrix: update, delete, insert, and uh, read. Okay, example CRUD. Yeah, CRUD, CRUD. So when you pass to the DBA at the final implementation, I assume that you have a two environment. Yeah, this is very important when we start the project, so we need to create two environment, development environment and production environment. So almost the time you are working in the development environment. So the production environment is in the user side. Yeah. So it is important that all the source code and versioning of the software should be same when you move to the production. This is a critical transition. Yeah, it's called transition. When you want to move from the development, which is already tested, to the production, maybe some of the file is missing. So this is very important for you to do a checklist. Okay. So first you need to list all the database, the table script or database name to be used. It should be same used in the development and production. Otherwise, you need to change all the program. Yeah, when you do the that DB connection, the database name is stated in the program. Okay, so you must make sure that all the DB name, table name, uh, all the authorization to the table must be same in the development to the production. Okay, secondly, you need to list all the program involved, all program, or if you implement the object oriented, you list all the class name and also the method. If you use package and you list a package, okay. Example, package A, and under package A you got several classes, and under classes you got several method. Okay, so that object oriented. If you don't apply the object oriented, so you just list all the program name that you created for moving to the production. Okay, that number two, list all the program, and then give a description. What does this program or that program do? For example, authentication, login, logout, change password, forgot password. Yeah. So when you pass to the user, so user, or you pass to the technic user representative, a technical representative in the user side, so they have to maintain the application, and anything wrong to your to the application, so it is easy for them to troubleshoot. Okay, so you list all the program, give a name, and then finally you list all the script. Script means uh, how you how you compile the application. Yeah, there is a script. If you implement the Java, they have a script to compile the software, yeah, until you got the single file, which is they call it jar file, for example. Okay, like C++, when you develop a software using C++, finally they will produce the exe file, or cpp file. I think cpp is your program. So when you build the program, all the program, all the cpp, it will come a exe. Okay, so this step you need to list down and uh, give to the technical representative of the user. Okay, okay, so that is a list of things that you need to prepare before you do a deployment process. So what is deployment plans? Like I said just now, so you need to uh, that mean the deployment may mean installation. Yeah, deployment mean you make a copy, or you make a installation That is very easy. When you download your apps, normally they will install in your handphone, right? That is the deployment. Yeah. So that one is a final installation, but deployment is a including installation and before the installation. Meaning that you will provide the script how to install it. Yeah. So the program will run it, but in the perspective of the final user, end user, they just get the file and then they install, but you need to prepare the installation file. Yeah. So the deployment may mean installation where the team members build an electronic installation package and instruction documentation on how to deploy the application right from A to Z. Like I said just now, so you need to list all the program, description of the program, a list of table, the authorization given to the table to the user, okay, CRUD, and then you provide the script for to create the DDL, yeah, DML file, DML script to create the table. So deployment to one or more user site is often much more involved and much more visible than building an installation package. During this time, it involves work at the user side by the project team together with the user support staff. These tasks might include hardware installation, operating system installation, server configuration and commissioning, network setup and configuration, database creation, setup, database conversion, and application setup. Okay, so this is deployment in a big context. Yeah, installation is very simple. You get the file and then you install. But the deployment is very big task. Yeah, so this is a process you need to set up in the user side. Yeah, but nowadays, if we use a cloud based or we use a cloud hosting, it is very easy. Yeah, it's easy to implement the system because the infrastructure is ready there. You just rent the server or you pay for subscription, then the service provider will provide you uh, according to the specification you require, and then what you need to do is you just install the application only, and do the connection or commissioning. That's it. So but if you want to develop your own, or you want to develop, or you want to set up the user uh, uh, of data center, their own data center, so this is a process. You need to buy the server, you need to install the server, you need to configure the server, you need to make sure the operating system is compatible. You need to configure the server with the VPN or with the Wi-Fi, with the uh, network network intranet or intranet or extranet within the company. Okay, so you need to create the database, or you need to install the database. Uh, but compared to the cloud, the database is already there, so you just create the database name and then you will run the script to create the table. Yeah, very simple. But this depend on the type of your customer, whether they want to create their own data center or they want to rent the cloud server. So this is a list of preparation before or during the deployment process. You need to plan delivery early, test installation and deployment early, uh, soft installation and deployment, problem promptly, make measurement regularly, yeah, and then check, double check, and check again all the version and also the database script. So this is very important. Uh, and if you experience with the real project, so this is normally problem happen when the version is not correct during the production time. So step to plan deployment. So this is a example. Okay. First, research the current environment and the post-deployment environment, and then specify a successful completion criteria. Make sure all module of e-course, this example of the application were installed and tested by the user successfully. Outline the task and task sequence. So there are a lot of checklists, checklist uh, of the installation process or deployment process. But from my experience, the most important thing that you must make sure that your uh, your software, your application software must be up to date. Yeah, you must make sure that all the developer check in their application. Yeah, there is a exit criteria or procedure. Yeah, when you, before you want to develop your before you build the software, you must make sure that yeah, announce to all the software developer, ask them to check in the program, check in the program, the last version of the program. Okay, this is to make sure that all the change will be included in the final version. Secondly, you must make sure and check and warning all the software developer that during that time don't make any changes on the table structure. So this will happen. Yeah, this always happen that the programmer or software developer make a very short notice changes on the table structure. So the new field creation or drop of the field will affect the program. Yeah, will affect the application. So you must make sure that these two things. Yeah, the latest table or you freeze the changes on the table structure and 1 week uh, before the deployment, and then you must make sure that only the DBA got authorization to do any changes on the table structure. So you must control it. If you open all the software developer to change, so it will make trouble to your application. Okay, again, make sure your software is up to date and make sure that the table structure must be certain, must be certain and no changes in short notice. Okay, so this is a step to install the application. Yeah? Identify the target platform for installation package, specify what the user will find where after a successful installation. Yeah, yeah, after you install, you need to do a DB connection. You need to do a smoke test. You know what is a smoke test? It's not smoking. Yeah? It is a smoke test. Smoke test means you when the application is up and running, maybe you take 3 days to do a smoke test. Smoke test means you go every menu available menu in your application. Make sure that you view some data, you do some search, you go every single of the application to make sure that the module is working well. Yeah. I'll give you one example. Okay, let's say you got one. You go to your application. This is called his care. So you need to go each of the menu. Right? Okay, and then try to log in. Okay, and then you got the all application. This is the dashboard of the application. And you go to the system administration, for example. Okay, and go one by one. Go every single of the uh, module or function. So do some search, for example. Okay, and then perform a next function. Manage user, manage health facility, system setting. So make sure that everything is okay. Everything is working. But don't do any updating. But make sure that this application or this function is available and can be accessed. Okay. So if you got error in updating when the user perform the transaction, this is another process that is a maintenance or support. So this is just to make sure that all the menu is available and all the function is can be performed. Okay. Okay. So this is a hospital information system that we install in Pusat Kesihatan University. And then you go to the next applications. Okay. So this is smoke test. Go to the outpatient. Okay, try it. Search sample. Okay, it's okay. Go to the list of queue. Go to the appointment list. Uh, Merge data and all the function that available in the menu. So you need to click it. You need to perform to make sure that the application is working. Okay, we go back to the our lecture, our lab. So I think what else that I want to tell you about the deployment or closing. So in the context of project management, you refer to the lecture slide, yeah, how you manage the closing phases. Yeah. But in terms of the software developer, so you refer to this one. So how to do the closing task. Yeah. So they call it deployment. Yeah, deployment process where a lot of technical thing that you need to prepare. Okay, this is case study. You can read by yourself. So normally this is a requirement stated by the customer. Yeah? They want software, server, what type of operating system, what type of database, what kind of browser that they want to use, and so on. But I believe that uh, the new concept of data center or infrastructure uh, architecture nowadays there are a lot of cloud hosting, yeah. So that give a lot of benefit to the software developer or software company to implement the application uh, more faster than compared to the previous one. Yeah. If you use your own data center, it's very uh, tedious work need to be done. You need to set up the server, you need to buy the server, you need to evaluate the type of the processor and so on. But using the cloud hosting is very easy. So you choose the package and then you uh, subscribe the service every month or every year you pay it. If you need extra space, then you increase the storage or you increase the memory. Just prepare the money. Okay. Okay, what is the most important thing that you need to produce before or during the deployment is the deployment architecture. So this is a deployment architecture. So you need to draw, this is an example, already large. This is example using UML notation, how you deployment architecture or deployment view is to give a uh, real what do you call it, the real setup of your application in the real environment. Okay, so this is one example. So you need to draw the total solution of your application, how it will implemented in the real environment. Okay, so this is using the UML notation, but uh, very difficult to see the diagram because they use a block diagram. Yeah, so you can use another way. uh, so this is an example, another example of the deployment view. Yeah? Okay, so you can use this one. Okay, so where this deployment view need to be put in your business proposal, so under proposed implementation, so under infrastructure. Yeah, so this is example. So this is very confidential, I cannot show to you actually, but this is for academic, don't disclose to others. Yeah, so this is a example of the infrastructure architecture of the system. So you need to explain, yeah, one by one. Firewall, what is the purpose of the firewall? Proxy server. Number two, web server, what is the purpose of the web server? The firewall, the web server. Okay, all diagram here you need to explain, don't put only the diagram, and then you expect the user can understand your diagram. Okay, so this is a deployment view using a freehand. Either you want to use a business diagram or anything, use a visual. So at least when you show to the customer, they understand that the overall structure of the application when it will be implemented in the real environment. Okay, so this diagram is actually same with this one, but this is using UML. Yeah, using UML. So what is the output from this lab? So you need to produce the deployment view or deployment architecture and copy into your business proposal document under chapter 4. Yeah, under chapter 4 under proposed implementation. Yep. And then explain one by one how the infrastructure will be worked in the real situation. Okay, class. Any question? You have any question, please write in the comment box. Yeah, comment box. uh, I never seen any question from the student. I don't see any comment in the box, in the comment box. So I assume that you all understand, and maybe my explanation is very clear. I don't know, because we cannot predict when we face with people who always silent. Yeah. So please voice your concern. Okay. Please ask by write the comment in the comment so that your student can share your ambiguity or your question. So I don't need to answer so many times. Maybe when you uh, WhatsApp me, text me, uh, maybe different student they got the same question, so I need to reply the same answer. That is better that we go to the classroom, or you post at the stream question at the stream uh, message, or you just go to the video, write the comment. Okay. uh, any question, please write the comment, uh, and then if you feel that this video is very is beneficial to you, press the like button and share to your friend. Okay, class, thank you very much, and assalamualaikum.